The following is a Richie on Sports production.
From Destrehan, it's another Blue Haven pool, the standard bearer across the country in pools. This one is at the Ritchie Crib. That's right, the pool we've been showing you for months is now complete with water, still under construction, but still, they've got water in the pool. Hi again, everyone, and welcome to the Purple, Black, and Gold. I'm Eric Ritchie alongside John Forcade. We've got a pool behind us. It's all right. It's all right. It's getting there. It's almost done.
You got a pool, you got water, and you got sand. What more could you ask for?
Good stuff. We're getting excited about the pool and certainly excited about this show for the next 30 minutes. We'll break it down Saints and LSU style. And unfortunately, we start with one of the worst performances by the Saints during the Breeze-Payton era, a 34-7 debacle out in Seattle that only got worse when the plane they got couldn't get him home in time, and they had to wait an extra day in Seattle. So, John, what are your thoughts overall on the game that was just, I mean, it seemed like it was over as it began.
You know, Eric, I wasn't. I was actually shocked when I had them winning the game, the Saints, by 3-4 points, and then it just went downhill early, and they just couldn't stop the ball rolling. And I don't know what more to say except it's over and done with. Come on back home and let's regroup and get ready for this big one this Sunday night.
Absolutely, and we start with not being able to stop Russell Wilson. Seattle's quarterback was on target to the tune of 22 of 30, 310 yards. He threw 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, and on 8 carries, Russell Wilson was the game's leading rusher with 47 yards.
He did the same thing he does on tape. He got out of the pocket, he made smart throws, got some big plays down the field, extended drives. So, and that was the one thing we wanted to stop, and we didn't.
Kid's pretty elusive. Made a few mistakes. Easier said than done, but we'll get the job done next time.
You have appreciation for every quarterback in this league. There's a reason why they're here. And Russell Wilson is another one of those guys, and we look forward to playing our next opponent, Cam Newton.
My take on Russell Wilson got better this week, folks. I didn't expect him to go out and do what he did against the New Orleans Saints. 22 of 30, 310 yards, 3 touchdowns, ran for 47 yards. He was a star of the show. They tried to stop the wrong guy. Marshawn Lynch, they wrong and should have stopped Russell Wilson. Great football player, hasn't lost a game in Seattle. A lot of things that come from him.
Wilson actually outrushed Marshawn Lynch. That is amazing in itself. Now, conversely, the Saints could not get anything going offensively. John, they didn't even crack 100 yards total offense until midway in the third quarter. Let's look at some of the numbers and just how dismal it really was. You look at Drew Brees only threw for 147 yards. We've come to expect a 300-yard game as a given, so certainly you can't take it for granted. Overall, the Saints had 188 total yards, 44 of those on the ground, where they averaged just 2.6 yards a carry.
It's a combination of them playing well and us playing awfully poorly. And, we really didn't give ourselves a chance at any point. Obviously never got into a rhythm. Just couldn't seem to get that first down. And, ultimately that's on us.
I don't think anything surprised us. I think, they're a solid defense and can play well. But then when we combine that with some penalties and shooting ourselves in the foot with a turnover early, things like that, I think that just got ahead of us.
Offense was horrible. It was the worst I've seen these guys play in years, and I mean years. Something is not clicking offensively. The line play is horrible. No running game. Drew's getting pounded back there. They better change this quickly.
The season opener in the 2007 season at Indianapolis, John, was actually a worse beatdown. But I was at that game, and it didn't feel as bad as what we saw in Seattle on Monday night.
Eric, it's about the weather, can't play on the road, can't win on the road. Well, they got to fix something because if they want to get to the Super Bowl, they got to go on the road. And probably going to be in Seattle again, and the weather could be worse. I don't know what happened, what went wrong up there, but just get back and regroup, like I said earlier.
Seattle now at 11-1. More importantly, other than just clinching a spot in the playoffs, they now have a firm grip with a 2-game lead over the rest of the NFC for that race for home field advantage, as John just alluded to, for the rest of the playoffs in the NFC. As far as defensively, though, John, we were talking before we started rolling the cameras. You saw some adjustments from that defense.
Well, look what happened. They gave up, 27 points in the first half, 7 in the second half. The offense went in, didn't make adjustments. The defense with Rob Ron, he made adjustments. They only gave up 7 points in the second half to a real good Seattle team who knew they had to score more points. 7 points in the second half, 0 for the offense in the second half.
Got a touchdown in the second quarter from Jimmy Graham, the Drew Brees touchdown pass, and outside of that, Graham was really held in check. Did you think it was a football game when Graham caught that touchdown pass and they finally got on the board in the second quarter?
There's no doubt. I thought in the second quarter, a lot of time left. I thought the turning point in the whole game was right before the half when Seattle had a chance to be throwing the red flag. He was down on his knee when he threw the ball. The Saints didn't do it, didn't throw the flag. Found out that, hey, they let the play go, and then all of a sudden Seattle took advantage and went scored before half, and that's when I thought it was over.
Time for us to take our first break here in the purple, black, and gold. Much more to come from the Saints, but also later we'll talk LSU as the Tigers pull one out against Arkansas. We'll talk about it and hear from Les Miles when purple, black, and gold rolls on from a Blue Haven pool in Destrehan that just happens to be the one that's right here at yours truly, the Ritchie Crib. We're back with more after this.
This is Robert Namer. Hot talk can only be cooled by an affordable, refreshing backyard resort from Blue Haven Pools and Spas. Since 1954, the #1 choice for building a new pool or existing pool remodeling and service. World's largest, best quality, best warranty, best price. Blue Haven Pools, certified pool designers, fully insured and rated. For health, entertainment, and recreation, visit bluehaven.com. That's bluehaven.com.
Now is the time to purchase or refinance. Interest rates and home prices are at historic lows. Why not use a local company for all of your mortgage needs? Call Preferred Home Mortgage and find out why we are preferred. Welcome back to the Purple, Black, and Gold. Eric Ritchie alongside former Saints quarterback John Fourcade. Wow, the Saints at 9-3. Overall, that sounds good, but after a beatdown like that, really no time to really, wallow in your sorrows after that game when you got Carolina coming up, the hottest team in the NFL.
Well, the good thing about it is it's at home. Carolina, you know how the Saints play at home. I like the chances of them coming in Sunday and if you're going to bet money on this one, I'm not a bettor, put some money on the Saints.
Because, again, they flexed that game to a night game, a national televised game at the Dome. The Saints have been literally lights out the last couple weeks. As for Peyton's Place this week, again, the third consecutive week that we're kind of shuffling a little bit because, of course, the short week, the plane delay. So we'll go back to Coach Peyton's post-game comments after the loss to Seattle as we check in with Peyton's Place.
Look, we had opportunities. We felt like we had some opportunities there late in the second quarter. We got the score, and we just didn't do enough offensively. We certainly didn't do enough, converting third downs and staying on the field. Defensively, we had trouble stopping them in that first half. And in the kicking game, I thought we were below average as well. Well, look, the first play of the game, was kind of a run that went the other direction. Not everyone obviously got the redirect. It impacts certain plays. I don't know that was the difference tonight, and it could be the difference on third down. It certainly can be the difference when it comes to protection, but I don't know that I would point to that tonight. Listen, we'll look at the tape, but we had trouble rushing the football. We had trouble protecting the passer, getting guys open. I mean, we didn't do enough things in any one area. So, we didn't do a good enough job coaching and certainly giving our guys a chance, their best chance to make plays. And we got beat. We got beat good tonight. So it's tough.
One thing you can say about Sean Payton, win or lose, he's going to get in front of the camera and he's going to explain to everybody what all happened. He's not going to shy away from it, and that's what people respect about him. He's not going to yell and scream. He's just going to get back to hard work. He knows this wasn't a good game for them. He will be back, and the team will be back.
As he said, John, plenty to look at. There's plenty to dissect. And again, it's a game that you can't just throw away the film as much as you'd like to. You got to break it down. As speaking of breaking things down, let's go to Paul Boron, who was at the Seattle game, with more on your New Orleans Saints.
Yeah, Eric, to say what happened here in Seattle was stunning would be an understatement. The question is, what was more stunning? That the Saints defense that had been so good all year gave up 429 yards, or the fact that the Saints offense only managed 188. Either way, it was a punch in the gut.
Never easy after a loss. You put a lot of time and effort into this. To go out and get embarrassed tonight, it's going to sting. Coach Payton wants us to remember that sting, and that was the message after the game was, we hope to get another shot at these guys, but tonight they were the better team.
Fact of the matter is, we took one on the chin today. We got outplayed today. They played great, and they made a lot of plays, and we didn't. They deserve a lot of credit, both defensively and offensively, for the way they played. They were certainly well prepared. This is a tough atmosphere to come in and play, but obviously we're a much better team than what we put on the field today.
So we kind of knew it wasn't going to be easy. So coming in, we just had to deal with the situation that was at hand. But I think everybody's disappointed in how we finished the game and how we didn't rally back.
So the biggest game in the NFC didn't go so well. Now they have to turn their attention to the biggest game in the NFC South thus far this season.
We just have to learn from our mistakes, get better, move on, not dwell on the past, because you can't go back out there and play again. So we're excited to get back into work and put this one behind us.
We don't really have a choice. It's a short week. We got a division opponent that's won a bunch of games in a row, and that's kind of hot right now. So we got bigger things to worry about. So we'll take this beating like men and go to work tomorrow.
Carolina Panthers are doing a great job on their side, and then every week's a tough week. Every game's a tough game. We played tough games back to back to back, so this was another one, and next week's going to be another tough game.
Drew Brees was asked if he would like another shot at these Seahawks, and he says, well, apparently the Super Bowl is going to go through Seattle. He says, our goal right now is to make the playoffs and win the division, and that starts with the game against Carolina. Eric, that's the story here in Seattle. Back to you in New Orleans.
Paul, thanks. So now it's time to get ready for Carolina. And again, there was a time at the midway point you thought the Saints would wrap up the division. And look at those identical 9-3 records. After a 1-3 start, Carolina has turned it on and won 8 straight for this Sunday night matchup between 9-3 teams. Again, CST will be your home to get you ready for the big game. The Saints on CST starts with Thursdays. Outside the Huddle, Tom Gregory's your host for that. Saturday night, it's CST Tonight with Victor Howell and Paul Crane, a preview of that game. And then Sunday night, it will be Saints Tonight with Mike Neighbors and his exclusive one-on-one interview with Drew Brees. As for 4K's 4 keys to beating Carolina, let's go to John.
Well, the 4 keys are very simple. Can the Saints forget about this game against Seattle, get that offense back rolling? That's one key. My second key is, can Sean Payton and Drew Brees pick the pace up offensively and score more points? Defensively, I know Rob Brown will be back, getting that defense back rolling. And last but not least, can they take care of business on a Sunday night primetime game, get back to that winning streak on primetime football?
Time for us to take another break. Later on, the New Orleans Bowl has a Tulane and Ragin' Cajun flavor as we roll on from a Blue Haven pool right here in Destrehan. It's mine, fleur-de-lis and all. Log on to BlueHaven.com for more.
This is Robert Namer. Hot talk can only be cooled by an affordable, refreshing backyard resort from Blue Haven Pools and Spas. Since 1954, the #1 choice for building a new pool or existing pool remodeling and service. World's largest, best quality, best warranty, best price. Blue Haven Pools, certified pool designers, fully insured and rated. For health, entertainment, and recreation, visit BlueHaven.com. That's BlueHaven.com.
In a world full of ordinary, invite Invite the unexpected. Bellegarde Hardscapes. Be prepared for company. Visit us at bellegarde.biz.
For your decorative outdoor living needs, call Gemstone, your local Bellegarde dealer, in the New Orleans area and the North Shore, in Baton Rouge, and in Lafayette. Welcome back to the Purple, Black, and Gold. It's time to talk purple. LSU pulls one out against Arkansas, 31-27. You're lucky I'm not going to the videotape. You were talking about a 50-point performance last week. They were going to blow out this Arkansas team who was on a losing streak. Wow, they were lucky to win, John.
Well, the big issue was they came back off that Texas A&M, Johnny Manziel. They were definitely flat. They were down. They won the ball game. Let's just give them credit. They came back and won, but they lost a good player in Zach Mettenberger. But they had a good guy come in and threw that pass.
Mettenberger goes down with the knee injury still. That's basically been mum's the word on that injury, as LSU basically in 2-week break. They're off this week. Next week they've got exams. They find out Sunday as far as where they're going bowling, probably the Cotton Bowl. That's the way it looks right now. But Anthony Jennings, you're right, the 99-yard drive that ended with the 49-yard touchdown pass with the $1:15 left to pull this out. Let's hear from Les Miles following the game. We call it the Mad Hatter.
What a game. What a game. Wow. You guys got your money worth, didn't you? Of course, they paid you guys to come because you're media. How about that? You and me both, right? So, how about that one, Kathy Miles? I can tell you one thing. Don't pretend for a minute it doesn't touch a coach. It touches a coach. So you see kids fight like that. Wow, how about that defense going in there? You understand something? A couple first downs, game's over, man. So, special teams. Delahousse goes in there and just coolly pops him in there. Good protection. Just the way it's supposed to happen. Only the Tigers, man. Only the Tigers. Hey, I am from Louisiana. I am from Louisiana. I am from Louisiana. I am from Louisiana. Relax and play ball. And I got to tell you something. His composure and poise, just he just seems, hey, I can do this. Cam did a great job. Basically, Cam has to call the plays that he's comfortable with. I mean, he has really not taken the lion's share of the snaps in the game week, which was a really long game week, short game week, and certainly Zach Mettenberger got all the this play and that play and this play and that play. And so we needed to make sure that we called the plays that our quarterback could do, irrespective of the situation. And Cam did a great job. On about the 30, Cam says, I'm looking at this corner, and this corner just doesn't realize that that's Travian Durrell and he can run. And let's peek at this thing. And we did, and we're all sitting there going, oh, you got that one right. And so we needed to put it in a position where we could make that throw. And, wow. Tigers win. Huh? Tigers win. Only the Tigers. A message from Zach Mettenberger. He enjoyed his time here tremendously. He has grown and matured, and he's a quality man, and he has fully enjoyed his time at LSU. This group, there's just something about them. They're competitive, they want to play, they make plays, and no matter what the scenario, I would never count them out. Only the Tigers. It's pretty special. Special to be a part of. So I'm fortunate.
Les Miles just happy to get off that football field with a victory, but he's not happy about losing players and getting guys hurt. A few guys got hurt in that football game. Starting center, wide receiver, and you're starting quarterback. He knows he's got 4 weeks, 5 weeks to get ready to a bowl game, so these guys should be back ready to go full strength.
Mettenberger did finish the game with enough yardage to give him over 3,000 for the year, becoming the third quarterback in LSU history to pull that off. Composure and poise. That's the way Les Miles compared and really talked about his new quarterback, the freshman, freshman, Anthony Jennings. What was your take on the young man that certainly looks like he is now the quarterback of the future?
Well, the main thing is he's got mobility. He can definitely move a lot much more better than what Zach Mecklenburger has. So maybe they're going to do some things offensively, get him on the outside. But the kid's got a good throwing motion, got a good arm right there. And he looked like he knows the game plan with Cam Cameron. So I think they're set for the future.
Another break here in the purple, black, and gold. We're going to talk a little bit more about the Saints. That Ring of Honor, we're going to hear from one of the three guys that are up on that original Ring of Honor at the Mercedes-Benz Superdome when the purple, black, and gold rolls on. Now is the time to purchase or refinance. Interest rates and home prices are at historic lows. Why not use a local company for all of your mortgage needs? Call Preferred Home Mortgage and find out why we are preferred.
This is Robert Namer. Hot talk can only be cooled by an affordable, refreshing backyard resort from Blue Haven Pools and Spas. Since 1954, the #1 choice for building a new pool or existing pool remodeling and service. World's largest, best quality, best warranty, best price. Blue Haven Pools, certified pool designers, fully insured and rated. For health, entertainment, and recreation, visit bluehaven.com. That's bluehaven.com.
The R&L Carriers New Orleans Bowl is set December 21st. It will be Tulane in their first bowl appearance since 2002, taking on the Ragin' Cajuns as ULL makes its third consecutive appearance in the New Orleans Bowl. John, your take on this very, very local feel for the New Orleans Bowl this year?
Well, I'm glad to see its local flavor. It's easy for these two teams to get together. They pretty much know each other. They played high school ball against each other. It's going to be a battle right now in the Superdome. I like this football game. Two good football teams coming in. Hats off to Tulane. Hats off to ULL Lafayette. I can't wait to see this game.
The Ring of Honor for the Superdome was announced just a couple weeks ago, that Dallas game, and we had a chance to go one-on-one with Archie, with Ricky, and with Willie. So right now we're going to show you our one-on-one interview that very special night with Ricky Jackson. Here with another inaugural member of this Saints Ring of Honor, city champ Ricky Jackson. You said in your introduction, it ranks right up there, Ricky, with going into the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton.
I mean, the Football Hall of Fame is first, and this second. I mean, they're pretty near run neck and neck because I spent 13 years here as a player and about 6 years here working, so I spent a lot of years with this organization.
Now, your name has been up there with Pete Maravich and Archie Manning, but in this initial Ring of Honor, when you look up and see your name, your number, there for eternity, for Who Dat Nation for years to come, what kind of goes through your mind when you look up and see it?
Well, before it used to be so many names up there, but now it's football related, so that means more than anything. I mean, you came here for football, it's a football arena, and now, it got just football guys up there, and to have me up there with Archie and Willie, that means everything to me.
The kind of standout member of the Dome Patrol, and obviously these Who Dat fans still wear Ricky Jackson jerseys, 57 jerseys. When you think back at your career with the New Orleans Saints, from the time that Bum Phillips drafted you out of Pitt, what comes to mind? What stands out? A season, a play, a game?
Well, what come out more of the fans, how they embraced me coming out of University of Pittsburgh in 1981. And right now today, still, they still embrace me as part of them. And I mean, coming from Florida, going to University of Pittsburgh, and ever since I got to New Orleans, the whole state, not just New Orleans, they embraced me as part of their family.
From Pahokee, Florida to Canton, Ohio, and now he calls New Orleans home. Ricky Jackson, one of the inaugural members of this Ring of Honor. High school football, don't forget about NOLACatholicLeague.com. It's only been up for 3 months, but it's the new craze in high school football. Video, stories, previews, you name it, it's up there on NOLACatholicLeague.com. If you go to it right now, you'll see plenty of this. The Rummel-St. Aug Division I showdown on Saturday night for a spot in the Dome that was on the line. This amazing run by Ivan Phipps with 1:21 left in the game put Rummel on top. From there, an unbelievable finish with 3 turnovers, the last of which Rummel came up with an interception with 24 seconds on the clock, and the Raiders, for a second straight time, are headed back to the Dome to play Bird in the state championship. Here's their head coach, Jay Roth, from a TV show that we do on Cox 4. Let's take you back to when it wasn't shining. Week 5, you blew a 21-0 lead against Dutchtown, losing in double overtime. You fell to 3-2. You lost Keith Fulton to a broken foot. You lost, so many things there. You lost a couple of R's on the helmets. After you ripped those R's off that team's helmet, did you think that you'd be sitting here right now getting ready for a state championship?
No, because and taking nothing away from Dutchtown. They were the reason we lost our 21-0 lead, because they came out and played the second half, and we really didn't. And it was just upsetting that we just didn't play with the intensity you need to play with to keep that lead. And it was a rough ride home. It was a rough week of practice, and I let the kids know how I felt, because that's just not how teams here play at Rummel. And for the second time in 19 years, we took the R's off the helmet. And it's really gotten a lot more play than I ever thought it would. From media, from parents, from people disgruntled, alumni saying, put them back on, I'll buy you 2 more, But the point was this: when you wear that R, at least that's how we feel at Rummel, you need to represent the whole school and represent all those guys who played before you. So, after the Holy Cross win, Holy Cross ranked very high in the state, and we upset Holy Cross 28-0, and they earned one of those R's back, and that's how it's going to stay till the season's over.
And then maybe another R, possibly? We'll get to that later. I won't even let you answer that. You can see that whole interview with Coach Roth, NOLACatholicLeague.com, over on Cox 4. Wednesday, it premieres at 6:30 with replays Thursday and Friday. And speaking of high school football websites, check out riverparishfootball.com, as 2 of the 3 teams involved in action last week have advanced. One of those, West St. John, and you're looking at video of one of the top running backs in our area that you may not have heard of. Jeremy Jackson had not 1 but 2 kickoff returns for touchdowns as West St. John defeated Block, and for the 3rd consecutive year, Robert Valdez and company are headed back to the 1A state semifinals. We're down to our final timeout here on the Purple, Black, and Gold. When we return, our shout-outs.
Step outside the ordinary to a place where dining out never requires reservations, and paradise is as close as your patio. A world paved with style and a little bit of magic. Bellegarde Hardscapes. Be prepared for company. For a free idea book, call 877-BELLEGARDE or visit bellegarde.biz.
For your decorative outdoor living needs, call Gemstone, your local Bellegarde dealer, in the New Orleans area and the North Shore, in Baton Rouge, and in Lafayette.
This is Robert Namer. Hot talk can only be cooled by an affordable, refreshing backyard resort from Blue Haven Pools and Spas. Since 1954, the #1 choice for building a new pool or existing pool remodeling and service. World's largest, best quality, best warranty, best price. Blue Haven Pools, certified pool designers, fully insured and rated. For health, entertainment, and recreation, visit bluehaven.com. That's bluehaven.com.
Just about ready to wrap up another edition of the Purple, Black, and Gold. It's shout-out time. My man John Forcade is up first.
Very easy and very simple. Rummel Raiders, Chase Forcade, Coach Roth, and that team right there. Congratulations. Good luck to you guys in the championship game in the Superdome.
Chase had a couple of nice runs in that winning drive to set up the run from Ivan Phipps. Quick release. He is a ball player, just a sophomore. My shout-out, we'll keep it on the high school level, goes out to Lou Valden, the longtime coach at Hahnville, stepped down citing health reasons earlier in the week. Lou Valden, earlier in the season, picked up career win number 150. Our shout-out, Lou Valden, best of luck, and get well soon. That will do it for another edition of the Purple, Black, and Gold. For all the great folks behind the scenes on this show, for my man John Forcade, I'm Eric Ritchie. Thanks so much for watching, and thanks so much for checking out our new pool, our new Blue Haven pool, here on the Purple, Black, and Gold.